Hello, everybody. We are ready to explain this topic. We are Caballero Solís Yair, Cano Vigil Daniel Humberto, y García Pérez María Arturo. And we are going to start talking about design and material adaptation. So let's move on to the first question we are going to work with is what are your thoughts on adaptation materials? We're going to start with Mario. Tell us, Mario.
I think that the adaptation materials are like some kind of keys to be successful in the lessons as a teacher. So because it could help us to to do a better job for the learners in the as a teacher, and then like we can interact more with the mindset of the students. I think that's my thoughts about adaptation.
Yeah. And what do you think, Daniel? What are your thoughts?
I agree with Mario. I think that we have to think like future teachers. Like if now we are teachers, and I don't know if we make a good adaptation of materials, our classes could be more dynamic. All of our classmates or students in that case, I don't know, have different types of learning. So with the adapting materials, we could like cover all the different type of learning. So I think it's a topic really important.
On my mind, I think, in my personal opinion, there is the adaptation materials is one of the most important and interesting tools to improve our teaching skills because we need to look for all the tools for improve this kind of situations. And yeah, we must talk about this. The next question is, what do you think about reasons for adapting materials? What do you think, Daniel?
Um, well, like I said a few minutes ago, different we have different type of learners. So if we make a good adaptation of materials, first of all, we as a students, we have different types of teachers. And I don't know, I see with this teacher I like this, I don't like this. With this teacher I like this, I don't like this. And that with all our teachers. So I think that if we take the better parts of each one of our teachers, we can make like a particular technique of teaching, no. And another reason that it's it's very good to make a good adaptation of materials is the level of our students, because we are not going to start with comparatives and superlatives if our students don't have, sorry, the enough vocabulary, and they don't know verbs and things like that. So that's my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah, because we usually research for what we need to our classes, what we are using in our classes. So this adapting material is so important. In the reasons is the mostly important, it's paramount about that because we need to look for what we need. The reasons we read the reasons, we have the general idea about this. What do you think, Mario?
I agree with you guys because, in my opinion, the main purpose of adapting materials is to maximize the mindset of the students, like to not just to not get only the knowledge with, you know, like whiteboard and a market and write what you want to learn about. Like, I think it's for, that's the reason for maximize the mindset. And adapting material is for be more didactic, and maybe for the students they can do the activities like better for them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think
got it.
that's my opinion.
Yeah. Well, the next question is, what are your perceptions regarding adaptation techniques? What do you think, Mario?
And my perceptions, I think that the techniques is to like to get more to get more vocabulary, and maybe for adding or editing, uh, for example, the readings, to edit the word that we used to use every time, you know, like it could work in the same way. I don't know, what do you think?
Yeah, in my perceptions, I'm really into to deleting and simplify with the materials we have, because sometimes these materials become very boring, or and when we are working with different types of students, we need to research or look for all the materials to get the attention and improve or the knowledge we need to get for our students. What do you think, Daniel?
I think that we really need to have clear our aims and our objectives, sorry, about what we are going to teach. If we are going to teach vocabulary, like Mario says, or if we are going to teach grammar, we're going to teach speaking, um, whatever we're going to teach. I think that the adaptation techniques like adding, deleting are too useful because we can change the type of activities that we're going to use for each objective that we have as teachers. We can edit something, we can add, we can delete, we can integrate more things, we can, I don't know, alterning things too. So I think it's very important to to really, first of all, have to be clear what we're going to teach, because if we don't know what we're going to teach, we can't use, sorry, the adaptation techniques very good. So it's very important to.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next question. How will you use authentic materials in your future English classes? What do you think, Daniel? How will?
how I, how I will use my authentic materials. I think that using authentic materials is easier than using published materials. So I don't know. In my homework of this class, I used the personal profile lesson of the English book, and like I use an authentic material that is our Instagram or Facebook profile, and what my students going to to do, they have to first make like an interview to his partner with his profile of Instagram, Facebook, and he have to, I don't know, put like, okay, his name, describe some photographs that he has on Instagram or Facebook. And I think that this is interactive too, you know, like, okay, Yair, you have to go to the Mario's Facebook profile and you are going to see when did he be born, where did he born, and all of these things. I think it's interactive. So I think I will use the authentic materials from this way.
Yeah. How will you use it, Mario?
I will use them, the authentic materials for me, by myself. I would use them like to interact more with my students and like to have a comfortable lessons and to have a good activities with them, and they can catch the best about me as a teacher. Like I think everybody deserves to have fun in the school, and for me, that's my opinion as a teacher that I will be.
Yeah, I
Because
think the same because authentic materials are opportunities for enjoying learning. Enjoying learned is very important, it's paramount. Enjoying learning. So authentic materials are the open door for getting all the information. It's not in the published materials. So it's I think it's a little bit difficult to work with this, but we can, as teachers, we can research for all the tools for make it a little bit easier for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's do the next question. Do you think published materials could adapt to everybody language used and why? Tell us, Mario.
I think that the published materials uh, can help to everybody because there's too much vocabulary to practice and other skills too. Like because when you are reading something, at the same time you're practicing your speaking, you're listening. You know what I mean? And you're reading, so you're practicing all the skills that you need to use. So I think that I the published materials could adapt to everybody.
Mhm. What do you think, Danny?
I think that it's not impossible, but I think it's really difficult to make it an adaptation that everybody understands, because okay, if we are talking about, I don't know, animals, it could be easier. But if we are watching published materials of medicine, that could be very difficult because they use like special words for
Oh
each
yes.
thing. Doctors has, I think doctors has the more big vocabulary in the world because they uses very difficult words, and I think that could be adapted, yeah, but I think that could be very difficult to
Maybe
everybody.
not 100%, but a 90, I think, of course.
Yeah, it is because is I think published materials is a little bit technique. We use technique, grammar. It's so technique. It's boring for me. It's a little bit boring. And for everybody, we use a little still. I'm sorry, we use language, everyday language. Sorry, and so sometimes it turns so little bit it's difficult. So such as the we learn the grammar, but when we look for information about in authentic materials, sometimes the language is a little bit different as the like idioms or something different. We are not getting used in it when we are learning uh, English or another language in our school, in our class.
And one more thing,
Tell me.
uh I remember something that we watch in our classes,
Yeah.
that Mario says more or less, um, are different things, the active vocabulary and the passive vocabulary. And if we remember, we could know in, I don't know, a published material of philosophy. we could, if we listen them, we can understand, but we are not able to talk about that, you know? And I think this is one of the reasons that it's very difficult to adapt all the published materials.
Right,
I
right.
agree.
Good point. The next question: how will those topics help you as a teacher in the future? So I'm going to start with this. So I think these topics are very important and it's such interesting. So I think in the future we will need to look for what we need for our students, not what our student needs, what we need for our students. So to understand adapting materials is paramount for getting experience for us and make understand to our students, as will the learning languages is sometimes fun. It's not all the time, it's sometimes fun. Well, how we can use the different materials we have in a daily life or in the library, I don't know, in general, and how we can make it of tools for understand and learn a language. So what do you think, Danny?
I think that these topics are the basement of all of our teaching career, you know? And we have to be very strong with the knowledge about these topics, because it could be, if we really know good, we are going to be great teachers. But if we don't take many importance of this, or if we watch like, I could read it later, this could be like, I don't know how to say. In Spanish, we say parteaguas, you know, of our teaching progress. So these topics are very important in all of our teaching career.
Oh,
And you, Mario?
how do you think that you will be a good teacher? How do you think, in your opinion?
Oh, good question. I think that, okay, a good teacher is not like the teacher that all the learners love. I think a good teacher is one teacher that the most part of their learners knows what is he teaching, you know,
Yes, the good knowledge.
understands it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, for me and my opinion, those topics will help me a lot to be a complete teacher, because I want to give the best about me to my learners, you know, and like I want to offer them good quality knowledge. You know what I mean? To be a good teacher for me, I will use them in the future like this. And that's my opinion about it.
Yeah, we got it. So we are finished this beautiful work. I am so proud of you guys. We're improve all languages right now, all skills. So thank you for your attention and thank you guys. I'm so happy to see you again and see you soon.
Bye.